Hey everybody, this lecture is about how the Department of Child Development works at keeping in touch with all of you as students. So we have various ways that we keep in touch with students. We communicate regularly throughout the academic year and sometimes in the summer. And so the next slides are designed to help you learn more about the ways that we stay in touch with you so that you don't miss any important communications. On the next few slides, I'm going to walk you through the various ways that the Department of Child Development strives to keep in touch with students. But I do want to emphasize before I start that for this quiz, so for the quiz for this module or this week, you're going to need to make sure that you open up these websites and poke around a little bit. So please don't just burn on through, listen to the audio, read the text, and then not open any of the websites. I really want you to think about this quiz as kind of like a scavenger hunt. So you need to actually do the things that are on each slide. So you need to click the links, you need to sign up for Remind or sign up for Instagram so that you will be able to answer the questions. So this first slide is just to begin the section on the website. So I'm just going to walk through all the different sources of information that we provide. The website is really one of the most important, so the next few slides are going to focus on the website. So this particular slide is just directing you to the home page. So I, again, open each of these links. The home page is just the Welcome Center. It tells where you can find us, gives you opportunities to register for upcoming information sessions. So it is just the primary homepage that orients you to all of the other pages on the website. So next up on the web page, and I'm not going to go through every single page that we have on our website, I'm just going to orient you towards ones that make sense for you as an undergraduate student earning a bachelor's degree in child development. So the next page that I want to highlight is the Undergraduate Programs tab. So if you're on the home page, you'll be able to see that there's tabs as you kind of move across, and this is the second one over. This is Undergraduate Programs. So this is a page that gives you information about each of our concentrations. As you learned in the first module during week 1, we have 2 concentrations. We have early childhood development, ECD, and child and adolescent development, CAD. It tells you a little bit about what each of these concentrations are about, what age groups they focus on, and then there's also information about roadmaps and sort of general information about advising. There is more specific information about advising and tools that you need to register for classes and when and how and all of that good stuff under student resources, but this particular tab, the undergraduate programs, is a good start and gives you some of the information that you'll need to successfully move through the classes required in your major. Next important section of the website is the student resources section. So in this section, there are 4 tabs that you can navigate to. One is undergraduate student resources, which we'll talk about on the next slide. And this is primarily related to advising information, how to pick your classes, when classes are offered, what prerequisites you might need, how to get advising. There's also undergraduate student opportunities, which will be discussed on the slide after the student resources section. And that is things like study abroad, clubs, different things that you can get involved with, and information about careers and graduate school. And then 2 tabs that may not be important to you right now, but might be important in the future, are the Graduate Student Resources tab and the Graduate Student Opportunities tab. And so the link on this page takes you to that general student resources page and then allows you to click on any one of these 4 options once you get to that point. As I said on the previous slide, on this slide and the next slide, we're going to dig into a little bit more on the resources available to you in the student resources section of the website. So this first slide is about the tab underneath student resources that is labeled undergraduate student resources. So a little redundant, but lots of useful information here. So this section of the student resources page is really designed to help you with advising kinds of things. So there's many tabs that you can click on here. I would encourage you to poke around at them all, but generally it's referring to the things that are on this slide. So first of all, you can see what courses are required for your degree. You can see when you should be taking those courses. So roadmaps are there to help you think about when courses should be taken. It tells you what prerequisites are available and required. So sometimes when you go to enroll for a class, you might think that it would automatically not let you take that class if you're missing the prerequisite, and that's not always the case. There's a variety of reasons why we may not block you out. A lot of it has to do with our transfer students coming from other universities, but we are going to go in and hand check, and then you may get dismissed from a class that you've enrolled in. So always a good idea to check what those prerequisites are on your own to make sure you're taking the right classes at the right times. The roadmaps also have prerequisite information. We have changed numbers as we moved from being a quarter system to a semester system and being part of the psychology department to our own department. Sometimes our course names and numbers have changed, so that's important to pay attention to. There's information about what semesters courses are typically offered. If you are not a child development major, or you have a friend who's not but is interested in this subject, they can take a minor in child development, how to obtain an advising appointment. Some of this stuff is also covered in the departmental advising session, which is going to be next week. So we're going to dig in a little bit more specifically into advising tools that are available there to help you make some of these decisions. But this is where a lot of this information, at least at the department level, is contained and housed. This is the final slide related to our website. So also under student resources, there is a tab called Undergraduate Student Opportunities that you can click on. And this is information sort of outside of the classes that you need to take to earn the degree. Sometimes folks forget that there's all kinds of other things that are important to do while you're in college other than just taking classes. It's helpful to be involved with university activities, involved with your faculty, taking advantage of jobs on campus, because those are things that can help you with your career and educational plans after you have finished your bachelor's degree. Also, it allows you to get to know faculty and them to get to know you. So someday when you might need a letter of recommendation, you have somebody that you can ask for those kinds of things. So this particular section of the website, again, Undergraduate Student Opportunities, gives you information about clubs in our department, the study abroad program through the university. We have an honors program in our department that's starting brand new this year that you can apply for. There's a scholarship opportunity that you can apply for. There's lots of job opportunities. I post them both on the website. I also send out information through email, which we'll talk about on another slide. And then our faculty, excuse me, are very involved. They're involved in a lot of research and a lot of different projects, and they welcome student involvement in those kinds of things. So I would encourage you to go look at the faculty website, and you're going to learn more about these kinds of things in weeks 4 and 5 about project opportunities and research opportunities and opportunities to work with faculty. But there is information about this as well on the Undergraduate Student Opportunities page. The Department of Child Development is on social media. We have an Instagram account, so you can see our account information up here at the top of the page. Also down in the bottom, you can see what our Instagram name is. So please sign up for our Instagram account. We post about once a month, so things that come through email or maybe are on our website. We also post on social media. One of the things that you're going to need to do is to get an Instagram account with us, or not an Instagram account, but to sign up to follow us on Instagram. Because again, remember, part of what we're doing with this particular lecture is checking out all of these different resources so that when you have your quiz at the end, you can answer the quiz question. The department uses an app called Remind. I don't know if you've used Remind when you were in school, or maybe your parents used Remind for some of your classes, but Remind is a great app. It sends messages to your phone through text. So we in the department can create a Remind message, and it can go out to everybody who is subscribed to receive Remind messages from us. So all you have to do is, if you have a smartphone and you're able to text people, you can easily sign up for Remind. Please do so while you're watching this session, because again, we're going to have questions that are related to actually doing the things that we're talking about, clicking on the website links, signing up for Remind, following us on Instagram. So all you got to do is type in the number 81010, and in the text box, send a message that says @cd-info, and you will automatically start receiving Remind messages. We don't blow up your phone. We're not sending out messages all the time, but we do send messages out about every month, just to kind of follow up on things that are going out in larger emails or that you might be able to find on our website. Same thing that we're using Instagram for. But it's just another tool to be able to stay in touch. Also, maybe you'll get a Remind message and it will remind you to check your student email, because the student email is going to have a much longer version of whatever the Remind message is, to help make sure that you stay on track with advising, signing up for classes, important dates and deadlines. Lots of important information is coming, and we want to make sure that you get it. Most important sources of information is email sent out from the department. So you can expect at least one email per month, typically around the middle of the month, around the 15th. And there may be other emails throughout the month depending on what is going on. If folks send job announcements, those get posted through email. So you may see more than just the once a month email, but you should definitely at least be paying attention once a month to make sure that you get those important emails. It talks about when information sessions are happening, when advising, when it's a good time to get advising, when it's time to enroll for classes, all kinds of important things that are going on both in the department and across the university. So please open your student email, please pay attention. There isn't any other way that information is going to be sent unless you are signed up for Remind and following our Instagram page, but there's definitely more information in those emails. So keep an eye out for messages from CD undergrads at coyote.csusb.edu. And again, those are going to go directly to your student email unless you're having your student email forwarded to an email address of your choice. Slide is just to summarize all of the information that we've talked about on the preceding slide. So this is a great infographic put together by Karen Solario, our administrative coordinator, that gives you a recap of all of the ways that you can stay connected with the Department of Child Development. So please keep an eye out for these, both on office doors of faculty members in the department as well as in the Office of Child Development itself. Sometimes we send this infographic out just as a reminder of all the ways that we work hard to stay in touch with you.